Hi, I'm Anya, and welcome to Second Bloom, where we talk about redefining midlife, preparing for retirement, and living a slower, more intentional life. I want to start today's episode with a metaphor I've been thinking about a lot lately. A corporate career is kind of like an airplane journey. You start out on the ground, checking in, finding your gate, figuring out where you're headed. That's school, internships, your first few jobs, the orientation phase. Then your career takes off. There's momentum. You start climbing, taking on more responsibility, maybe chasing promotions, maybe just trying to stay airborne. Eventually, if all goes as planned, you reach cruising altitude. Things feel stable, you know what you're doing, and you're moving forward with confidence. And at some point, the destination comes into view. And the question becomes, how do I start descending without hitting turbulence? That's where I am right now. Still in the air, still working full time, but slowly preparing for the descent. I can see the runway, retirement, or at least a very different kind of life, getting really close. And today, I want to talk about what it looks like to adjust your corporate job during this phase without quiet quitting and without going into a tailspin. Clearly, the strategies I'm going to share won't work for everyone. If you're in a toxic and truly unsustainable environment, sometimes the best and healthiest thing you can do is to walk away. And that's okay. Your well being comes first. Or there are also people on the opposite path, those trying to reach retirement or financial independence as quickly as possible. For them, the strategies might be the exact reverse. They might opt for taking the higher paying, higher stress job for a time, or work two jobs simultaneously for a certain amount of time just to max out the earning potential and supercharge savings for a few years to exit sooner. And that is a valid approach as well. It really depends on your health, your timeline, your goals, and your energy level. But I would say most of us are probably in that middle space where you want to stay employed, but live better while you do. And that might be the time to rebalance your work life. So let's dive into 5 practical ways to adjust your job for better balance. I want to say this again clearly. These ideas won't work for everyone, but maybe you can pick and choose a little bit just to rebalance your job and make it a little bit more comfortable for you. So let's get into it. Tip number 1. Change roles internally. Sometimes the job just becomes too much. But instead of quitting completely, one of the best strategies might be to look for a better fitting role within the same company. That's exactly what I did. My old job involved constant travel and really high pressure customer interactions. It looked great on paper, had great potential, but it was draining me over the years. I needed predictability, fewer interruptions, and a role that didn't require me to be on 24/7. So I moved into a non-customer facing, more back office type of role. There is no promotion track, and that's exactly what I wanted. I'm using my experience, it's sustainable, and I finally have the energy again to live my non-work life to the fullest. Here's what you can do. Make a list of what stresses you and what energizes you, and see if there is a role that has an emphasis on your energizers. Talk to your manager or HR about internal moves, and be open to lateral or even lower tier roles that may offer more peace. There might be a payoff. See what works for you. Tip number 2, cut back hours or responsibilities. This can be tough depending on your financial or workplace situation, but if you're nearing retirement or just need more margin, it might be the best move. Some companies offer part-time programs, even phased retirement or job sharing. You may have to ask for it. Rob and I had long talks about this. He is a few years older and shifted into a role that is within the same department and it has the same title basically, but has different responsibilities. So now his emphasis is on coaching and mentoring, which really brings him joy. So explore your option and ask, is there a part-time model available in your company? Is there any phased retirement? Is there a way to shift responsibilities? Think about what could be scaled back in your role without losing any of your value. Number 3, negotiate hybrid or remote flexibility. Now, this one is a game changer. I know that currently a lot of companies go the opposite way and want people back in the office, but it's still worth asking. Working from home, and we've been doing this for 15 years, admittedly, but this allowed us to really set boundaries and actually end a workday on time. If you're not remote yet, show proof of your remote productivity. Maybe ask for 1 day a week. Explain what the remote time gives you. So be honest about it. It's less burnout, more focus, saved commute time. Even one remote day a week can change the whole work week. Number 4, learn to say no. Now, this is huge, not just in your work life. I spent years saying yes to everything. Extra projects, early meetings, late emails, and it came at a cost. At some point, saying yes to everything means saying no to yourself. So this is how I started to say no. I blocked out non-negotiable time in my calendar and was not available for meetings or anything else. I skipped meetings I didn't need to be in. You know, those where you're the optional participant. Just skip them. And I started asking if something was really urgent or just a lot of noise, and started ignoring the noise. You can try a few scripts to make you more comfortable, especially if when you're getting started. For instance, I'm at capacity this week. Can we revisit this later? Or I need to prioritize what I have already on my plate. Or that's not in my scope, but let's see who else can jump in and help. Tip number 5, take control of the edges. Now, sometimes you just can't change what you're doing. You can't make any changes to your job, but you can change how it fits into your life. I already mentioned I stopped checking emails at night. I have an actual end to my workday. So this is setting micro boundaries, if you will. And you can do it like this. You can start the day with something non-work, a workout, a walk. You can eat lunch away from your desk, and you can log off at the same time every day, even if there is technically more to do. Time is your most valuable resource, so you need to protect. You don't need to quit to reclaim your peace. And you don't have to pretend that you don't care anymore. You do care. And that's why finding a better fit matters. If you are in a job that's draining you and you can shift it, do it. If you can't, walk away if you need to. That's brave too. These 5 things help myself and Rob to create a much better experience without blowing everything up. So start small, one boundary at a time, one brave no at a time. You deserve to work in a way that supports who you are now, not just who you were 10 years ago. Thanks so much for watching, and if this helped, consider subscribing for more tips and information around retirement planning. See you.